Happy holidays, good folks. It's your boy, Glenn Lawrence, the host of the Blerd Dad Podcast, a space where we like to have unfiltered conversations and nerd out about fatherhood. Man, I'm excited. If you're watching this, you've probably just had an amazing Thanksgiving day. I hope it was great for you. Hope you got to spend it with the people that you care about. And you got to eat some good food, some good seasoned food. And if it was unseasoned, I hope you saved a plate and took it back home, threw some salt on it, and made it do what it do. If you're watching this now, it's probably Cyber Monday, so you're probably out shopping. But this is a good listen. This is a good listen while you're out doing your clicks and your Googles, trying to get those good deals. I'm just telling you, go out there and listen to us while you're doing your Cyber Monday stuff. And while you're doing that Cyber Monday stuff, go ahead and visit theymademeware.it. Theymademeware.it is so cool. They are a husband and wife team, and they are on a mission to get your pet looking amazing, whether it's comfy jammies, a Halloween party dress, custom designer gown, whatever your fur baby needs. They Made Me Wear is going to have it for you. You go over there, they'll get you all laced up, and it's just in time for the holiday season. So I'm very excited to bring that to you. If you're Cyber Mondaying, go ahead, check out They Made Me Wear It. Know that your purchase put some of those proceeds towards Hope for Paws, which is an animal rescue organization that works tirelessly to make sure that these pets on the streets can get off those streets and find a nice home, especially for the holidays. I don't know what you're waiting for. You should use code word Blerd for 15% off checkout at theymademeware.it. Now, you know how I usually do things here. I usually like to talk about my life a little bit, get into some things that have happened to me. But today's guest is so amazing that I don't even want to do that. I want to jump right in and start talking to him. We like to do things full circle here. This is the 50th episode. That means we've talked to people 50 times. You've gotten parenting insight 50 times, and this time is going to be no different. I'm very excited to bring on our guest today. It's old Mike B, one of my good pals. He first felt the nudge towards comedy in his hometown of Norfolk, Virginia, where his affection for the art form was nurtured and cultivated. Then he served in the United States Army for 9 years. He was a soldier. He got numerous awards for his valor. He's valorous. You know what I'm saying? That means if there is something burning, he will run in and save you from that, certain death. I did not know that. I now will take more risk when I'm around him because, he's got the muscles and he has the history to let me know that he will be able to save my life. But he's got comedy skills, and he's just the perfect fit for the big screen. He needs to get on these TV shows, movies. He's got to do all kinds of things. Listen, I'm not going to get fully into the bio because he's amazing. He's been on here before. We had to bring him back for the 50th episode to celebrate with him. Without further ado, my good buddy, Mike B, what's happening?
What's up, man? I'm not saving nobody's life. Those days are way behind me.
But it says it in your bio. It says you're valorous. It says
I got to update my bio. Listen to me. If you do something risky around me, you just did you did it yourself.
So, but there was at one time where you would have ran in and saved people.
No, I didn't even write that bio. I had somebody else write that for me.
I was reading it. I was like, oh damn! I didn't know Mike was valorous. I didn't know he was. He was in there.
Now, I won some awards in the Army. I've done some good things in the Army. Listen to me. If you do something crazy, if you're like, yo, I'm about to risk it, I know my man got my back. I ain't got it.
You always got to choose who's in your entourage very carefully. You know what I mean? It's like your job would be like, all right, Mike's going to save me. He knows CPR. He was a soldier. He could triage the situation. And then we get into it, you'd be like, hey man, I'm retired. There's a reason why I stopped doing all that.
Listen, I could treat for shock. I could get you an IV. I could do that. If you need some liquids, I can get you an IV. I could treat for shock. I know all the signs and symptoms of shock. I know a little bit of stroke. I know what stroke look like.
Look, is your IV a Capri Sun? You just it's like, listen, I ain't doing needles because I'm afraid of needles. I can't put nothing in nobody's arm, but I can stick that straw into a Capri Sun and get you hydrated that way.
Not saying, man, that hole. Well, maybe it is because that hole is elusive. That Capri Sun hole is elusive. If you put the straw, if you have your finger behind the hole, you can't get that straw in, yo. But if you don't have enough pressure around that package, you can't get the straw in. So
it's like the same thing. I wonder if that's how they get the nurses to practice on Capri Suns. If you puncture the Capri Sun wrong, you could lose your whole damn drink.
Yeah, we had to when we did the IV thing, we had to do it on each other. And nothing says I trust you than a nigga with a butterfly needle.
Wait, did you have to do some triage and stuff? Did you have to? Were you doing some medic stuff?
Yeah. I had to learn how to give an IV for real.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's a real thing. Like I had to do an IV. I had to give an IV, so I know how to do it. Will I do it? Nah. Can I do it? Yeah, I know what to do. I know how to find the vein. I know how to go up underneath that vein, pop, get that thing in there, load it up, get some blood out you. I can do it. Will I do it? Nah.
He'll retire.
Can I swipe? Can I get an alcohol pad, swipe your arm down, and get the disinfect the area, and put a needle in? Absolutely.
So you know the whole process.
I'm not doing it.
It's good to know. That is good to know. So you've retired from that, and now you're on to bigger and better things, man. Yo, are you ready for Thanksgiving? That's I think what is looming on everyone's mind. By the time people hear this, it'll be Cyber Monday, so Thanksgiving will mostly be over. But are you ready?
Nah. I'm never ready for any of these type of holidays, man. It just be it was just summertime 2 weeks ago.
Right.
It was literally like my kids just got out of school in June. That's how I felt. And then I think I was somewhere, and like 2 weeks later, it was like September, and then like a week later, it was like Halloween, and now here we are.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you experience this, but like the older we get, I feel like all of these days are speeding up past. Like as a kid, used to like, man, it's taking forever to get to Thanksgiving. Now it's like, yo, blink of an eye, I just Thanksgiving. Now it's Christmas. Christmas after Thanksgiving, we're officially that Friday 30 days away from Christmas.
It's crazy. I mean, for me, yes, this kid is now 2 years old, and it felt like just yesterday I was having. I think everything starts speeding up once you have the kids. I think that's what it is. I don't think life was that fast until I had the kid, and now it feels very, very fast. It feels like everything is moving at the speed of light, and I'm just trying to hold on for dear life.
Listen, I was with my friends for shout out to Adela Banks. She celebrated her 60th birthday. I was with my peoples, and I was telling one of my friends who used to do comedy. He don't do it as much anymore because he has a baby too. I think she's like 5 or 6, and he was like, "Yo, how old is your daughter?" Because everybody remember my daughter when she was first born, and I was like, "Oh man, she about to start high school next year."
What?
Yeah, like yo, I have a teenager who's starting high school next year, yo. And I cannot tell you where that time went. It was just the other day when I held her in my hands like this.
One-handed.
I had her one-handed, yo. I had her one-handed, and I would like sometimes I would like do it like a balancing act, being risky. Like I was like being risky and stuff like that. And then now, like she's full blown. She costs about a bald-headed hold out of it. And I'm here for it. I'm not mature enough for this.
Man, I don't know if I'm ready for it. That's so crazy. It's just 1 minute they're like a little nugget you hold in your hand, and then the next minute they're just running off, and then you got to let them go places by themselves. I can't even deal with right now, like going to the playground. Like I won't let them out of eyesight out at the playground. How do you deal with like having to let the kid and these are all things that I know are totally normal, but it does not make sense that we have to let go of these kids. Like you're supposed to do that, but how am I supposed to do that mentally?
Here's what I did. I trust you, but I don't trust you. To your face, I trust you, but
right.
You know what I'm saying? So remember the first time I ever dropped Deja off to the mall, be with her friends, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna drop you off at the mall. Call me when you're ready. So I dropped off at the mall. I'm picking you up at the same spot like my mom used to do me. I'm gonna drop like my granddad, everybody used to do me. Where I drop you off at when it's time, I need you at the same spot. I'm not going all over the mall looking for you. I'm not driving all over the mall. This is the beat up spot. and I sat in the parking lot for 2 hours. I never left the premises. I just sat in the parking lot. I've never passed time so fast. Just sitting in the parking lot, like just in case she needs me. I'm right here. I'm not going back home. And the mall is like maybe 10 minutes away from my house. Now, like I'm gonna sit here in this parking lot in case she needs me. And then,
Well, did you watch? Did you just sit in the parking lot, or did you follow?
Oh no! I let her go into the mall. She met up with her friend. I said, "Call me when you meet your friend." She met her friend and everything, and I parked in the parking lot.
Yeah, man.
Because I trust you, but I don't trust you enough to. I didn't want to let go. So
yeah, I don't know if I can do it, man.
All right, I'm gonna sit here in this parking lot. Here's the thing. Well, you have a boy, so you know it's a. I want to say it's a little bit more different. Boys mature a lot slower, and I realized that once I had to compare and contrast with my daughter and then having a son, I was like, "Oh, this boy is a little slow," but he's not slow. We just mature slow. We're just slow at it. But like girls mature faster, whatever. But there's a little bit of me, because that father-daughter relationship is so it's so rare. It's such a beautiful aspect. If you talk to anybody that has any woman that's had their father in their life, they always talk about how great their father is and stuff, unless their dad was trash, whatever, right? So it's really amazing for me and my daughter's relationship, father-daughter relationship. So I try at best to nurture it with trust, be open, don't try to shut anything down. You know, like she wears something, I don't be in my like, oh, you can't wear that. You know, I'll be like, oh, okay, what's up? You know, you look good in that and stuff like that or whatever. But I want to keep that open line of communication. We fry each other up and everything. It's a beautiful relationship, and also it's a little different because she knows that I am nothing more than putty in her hand. So like I'm a sucker for I'm like, she's like, Daddy, let me get this. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. I'm a sucker. Really what it is their first love is their father. And all dads do is they just suckers, man. I'll admit it. When it comes to my girl, like, yo, she hates going shopping with me because she wants my opinion on stuff. And sometimes I don't have an opinion. A lot of my opinions are whatever you want, baby girl. And that's how I sound. She told her mom that. Her mom was like, yo, Deja don't like it when you just don't give a thought. Like she wants your real opinion. I'm like, well, I don't have an opinion. I think whatever you need.
I think there's just like this cross thing, right? Like so dads with their daughters, you know, are very like sweet, make sure to take care of them. And then moms with their sons are like very sweet. But then like son to son or dad to son,
yeah, this dude here,
you like, nah, I know what you're trying to do. I already know all the games. And then mothers to daughters is like the same. It's like, nah, you ain't getting over on me. Those tears don't work on me. It's almost like it cancels out. You know what I'm saying? Like mothers are super hard on their daughters a lot of times.
They are.
And fathers to their sons too. And I can see why.
Yeah, it's because like when it comes to Aiden, I'm like, hey man, we gotta take this trash out. And she's like, why don't you take the trash out? I'm like, because I have an able-bodied 10-year-old here who could take the trash out. That's why. Like, why you waiting on me? I paid the bill. So he don't pay nothing. So, but he's a different case. He's a different case. So he's and that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's my guy. So
right.
We gotta do everything together and stuff like that. So it's a give or take, man. I love it. I'll be honest with you. I never thought having kids would be rewarding. I thought it was gonna be a headache, whatever. But just watching them, like it's like getting a second education. You know, because it's like stuff that I didn't learn in school. Like my grammar was bad till they went to school, and then it was like, oh, that's how you're supposed to use a comma. That's how you that's how you solve for X. I just didn't pay attention to school, but now I'm paying attention to shit. Like, oh, that's how you solve for X. I never solved for X before.
Have you noticed this too? Like now that they're going through things and you've already been through things that you used to go through and have to deal with and you thought were stupid. Now you see the reason for them. You're like, oh yeah, I wish I would have paid attention to that. Like y'all should pay attention to this. Even though when you were young, you were like, that's dumb. I'm not paying attention. Like I'm not dealing with this. I feel that way so many times. I'm like, oh, that's why my parents didn't want me to do X, Y, Z. Oh, I get it now.
Oh yeah, every day, every day, man. It's man, we go forever. It's every day, man. It's amazing to it's like something like the other day, my wife had got sick or whatever, and like, you got to wear your mask, and she's just like, "Why I got to wear my mask? Blah, blah, blah. Just wear the mask, like just wear the mask. Just put the mask on your face because she's too cool for school." And I'm like, "All right, if you get sick, I'm not going to triage you.
Right.
You're going to die, and I'm going to, you know." I say all the old head stuff. Sit your ass down. Get somewhere and sit down. It's just it is very. I've learned, and we might be saying the same point together, but I see why my granddad said a lot of things when I was growing up to prepare me, and then like I didn't get it then, but now I get it now.
Right.
Or like saving money and stuff like that. I'm like, did you just pay $20? Like one time, April got mad at Deja because she door dashed some Starbucks, and the Starbucks came at like $30. Now, mind you, they get an allowance from Greenlight, whatever. They have to check off that they did their chores, so they actually get paid. They give them the whole payroll thing.
Wait,
right?
there's an app for chores?
Yeah, it's called Greenlight. So I have a budget of $100 that goes into a bank account, right? And then from there, they get a set amount of money out of that $100, which goes out throughout they get paid once a week, whatever. But they don't get paid unless I check off that they've done all of their chores, right? And so Deja had a little piece of change. I heard the green light, and she thought she was going to splurge. I've never heard a speech about Starbucks last so long in my life. When April found out that she paid $30 for Starbucks, she's like, "Did you just pay?" And it wasn't nothing immaculate. It was like one of them refreshers. It was it was like, "You could just let me drive you to Starbucks. It's up the street."
Oh, you could have poured some sugar and some water and had the
Yeah.
same thing. Yo, you know what I've been doing now because I'm old? I turn off all the lights in the house, and I go behind people to turn off all the lights. Like that's my thing. I didn't realize how important that was until I became a parent. I go behind, turn off lights all the time. It's like, why'd you just turn that light off? I was in the room. That's 100% my thing. I'm turning off lights because you ain't paying for this electricity. You need to.
Yeah,
Every light needs to be off.
I'm con light show. Like like that TV is the light. The TV's on, the light is on.
The TV is the light.
The TV's the light. If you watch a TV, why do we need the lights on? Like, what are we doing right now? How much like April come down and she gotta cut the light on and talk to me. Like, you gotta see me to talk to me. Why you gotta cut the lights all the way on? You don't need all the lights to talk to me.
Turn them off. Yo, that's hilarious. Yeah,
how much light do you need for this conversation?
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, how much light do you need for this conversation? Like right now, you in the dark. I can see you. You're lit pretty well. How much light do we need right now? Like when we did the pre-production. Like, am I dark? You were like, yeah, I did everything I could to cut on as minimum lights as possible.
You really did.
I'm literally lit by 2 ring lights.
Dark. You like, you good with this? I was like, it's a little dark. You like, all right. Then you hit one light. You're like, what about that? I was like, nah.
Yeah, I was like, all right. I guess I cut on both ring lights.
Hey, man. I appreciate you putting on the lights, man, because I know how it is. As a father, them extra lights, they all cost something. I don't care if I have to plug it in and charge it. I have to charge it more often if I leave it on.
And kids don't care about the lights, man. They just leave. I'm like, it's daytime. How much light do you need during the day when the sun? If you don't utilize Jesus, let the sunlight come in.
Oh, Jesus, man, the water. I turn people's water off too. Like, you done?
What you do?
I was like, the bubbles are water on your hands. You're good.
What are you Hall Patrol? What do you? Yeah. You're like 1, 2, 3. That's enough water. Cut it off.
That's enough. Hey, listen. I came from California. They used to have a drought out there, so everybody was supposed to take 15-minute shower. No longer than 15-minute showers. 15 minutes was a luxury. Really, your shower should be 5 minutes. That's how they did in California. And I feel the same way for the family. 70 doesn't know. We are one step closer for me going and turning off the shower when she's in the middle of the shower.
Which is crazy, is because that's where we offset, because I like a good long shower, because that's where I do my best thinking.
Right.
I cut on some music. I go to 3 different levels of hot. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there. I'm thinking of jokes. I'm letting that water. I'm getting too descriptive, but I'll let that water do the thinking for me. I'm playing some music, and I'm just in a zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's getting a little cool. Let me go to the next level of hot. Go to the next level of hot. It's steamy in there. And then she goes, "Why is it so foggy? What is that?" Like, did you have to cut the light on to tell me there's foggy in here?
Turn the light back on. You wasted all the water. You wasted all the electricity.
That's what because she'll take a quick shower, you know, but she'll leave all the lights on. And I'm like, yo, cut the lights off. I'll take a shower in the dark. I don't care. Like,
just give and take. It just give and take. Yo, speaking of music, did you listen to the new Andre 3000?
Man, listen, I'm on my look. I just dropped a reel where I used the Andre 3000 joint as the background. Hey, when I first listened to the Andre 3 Stacks, I was like, all right, I see what's happening here. And then I listened to it again in the shower. This is some good calm down. Like, everybody want to get turned. I want to be turned. This is good thinking music. This is some good, like, holistic. Like, if I had some, if I was one of the type of people that like roll up the Jesus lettuce and took my time with it with precision and then smoke, like, this is it. This is the album for you.
Right. I love it. I love the vibe. Here's the thing about it. I believe the frequency that he uses is like it's a harmonious frequency for humanity. And I love that in the music. You know what I mean? It's funny because I was playing it on Apple Music, and you know how it shuffles. So it shuffled through the whole song, and I was like, man, that was good. My soul was feeling great. And then one of these new like little mumble rappers came on after it, but I didn't notice because you know how they have the instrumental at the beginning. So it came on. I was like, why am I feeling angry? Like it just changed my. I was like, why am I feeling angry all of a sudden? I was like, oh, because they switched to another artist. They, you know, murdered MC Mook or mini murder man or whatever the artist was. I don't know. I'm old. I don't know these people. But it definitely changed my mood. And I was like, oh, okay.
Hey man, I got some. I said this on Threads, whatever. I was like, this dude, like, he didn't rap, but all of his song titles sound like he could have just wrote one song. That's how long the song titles were. Like, why didn't he just write? It was like one joke was like, yo, I could have. Let me go to the song titles.
Is this Andre 3000 you talking about?
Yeah, I was like, why are these song titles so like it's so long that you can't even, like, it doesn't, like, this is the space. Like, when you start seeing dots, that's too long of a song title. I swear I really want to make a he was like, the slang word pussy rolls off and it's like dot. Like, what is the song? What is the song? just make the out. Just like, I was hoping, I listened to the whole thing. I was hoping, you know, like back in the day where like the Blueprint album, like after the last song, you had to wait like maybe like 10 seconds, and then there was like another song.
Right.
Like, it was a hidden track. I was hoping that the hidden track was him rapping all of these song titles into one.
It's like a Marvel movie. Like, you was waiting for the trailer for the last song there.
Yeah, I was praying. I was praying for I was praying for a rap, yo.
You know what? Here's the thing. He had them song titles so long, and he knows that we're going to shorten them. So why not just do the work for us and then shorten it? Like, you know, we're not going to call it All the Baby Blue Flowers Bloom at Midnight on the west coast of Mexico, but only in the sun time. We're not going to say all that. We just say blue flowers in Mexico. Like, so do that work for us. Make it short.
I'm gonna be honest with you. No one's gonna say, did you listen to? No one's gonna be like, did you listen to a specific song of Andre 3000's album? They'll be like, did you just listen to the album?
That's all I can say.
Did you listen to it? Oh, okay. All the way through? Okay, cool.
Like, one of these songs called Dreams Once Buried Beneath the Dungeon Floor.
Who? Why?
Slowly. Sprout into. Yeah, it's like, it's so long. I'm trying to read it as it's scrolling.
Yeah,
we won't run out of time
impossible.
before I finish the name of the song.
Yeah, it's impossible. Like, I'm trying. Okay, like, so, like, even I'm looking it up on because I have a 2 monitor setup. Like, one of them is called "I Really Want to Make a Rap Album." I swear I want to really make a rap album. That's the first track. And that's like, oh, okay, cool. But then the next one is immediately slang word pussy rolls off the tongue with a far better, and it's like you got to keep reading.
Just so yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know what the full title was. It's called "Slang Word Pussy Rolls Off the Tongue with far better ease than the proper word vagina."
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot to take
That's
in.
Far
Yo.
too much. That's far too much.
Like just write the song.
But
Write the song.
It's like, Andre, you realize that's why there are lyrics in songs, so you don't have to put everything in the title.
It was literally 16 bars in each title. Yo.
Each title 16 bars. Like, that's the reason you rap, bro. That's why you put it in the song. He's like, there's just so much I want to say in this title. It's like, that's why there are choruses. That's why there are verses.
He said, yo, there's so much I wanted to say, but I didn't say it. Like, yeah, you could have just said it. You know, that it was on the table.
Yeah, it was on the table and in the title.
He was like, yo, I didn't write a rap on him because I didn't know what to rap about. But I'm like, not with these song titles, you knew what to talk about.
You knew exactly what to talk about. You got half the song right there. Dude, I will say this. We're talking about it, but I will say this. I actually was quite all right putting the song on for Morgan, like in the morning, just as like a, introduction to the day, get your day started. So that part I do really enjoy, being able to share music with him. I don't know. Have you been sharing music with the little ones now that they're coming of age, now they're getting into their later years? Do y'all have a bonding over music?
Yeah, man. Listen, me and Deja, I talked about this on the podcast. You throwing some Ice Spice, we going to town, yo.
Ice Spice.
A little bit of Ice Spice. Little Ice Spice, yo. We going to town. A little Ice Spice, a little Sexy Red, a little Meg Thee Stallion, a little Cardi.
Okay.
Like look, listen, I'm an undercover agent right now. I'm just trying to stay in the loop, yo.
Who's her favorite?
Shoot, Ice Spice.
Is she?
Yeah. She's a spice rack, yo.
Is that what they're called? The spice racks?
I don't know.
You can't call it.
I'm just shit, nigga. I can't call it. Listen, I'm just trying to stay relevant, yo. But my goal is not to be. I don't want to be that parent who doesn't know what's going on in the world.
Right.
And I don't want to be that dad, yo. Like I don't gotta know. Like all I need to know, is this like a comedy, right? You gotta have a hot five ready.
Mm-hmm.
I need at least I need like, baby girl, just give me the top 3 things that's going on in your life right now. Give me the top 3 phrases. Give me the new slang, and I'll take it from there. Like I ate that.
Man, I don't know any of the new slangs. Luckily, he's young enough. All my slang is like from Blippy or Bluey or Gracie. Anything with an E at the end. That's my slang. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to take them slowly through the musical journey. Like I'll play a little Earth, Wind and Fire, some Stevie Wonder, Aretha. I'm trying to take him through music like I learned music. You know what I mean? Like have like some of the classics. So I like to have some slow jams on during like the morning time, just to get us acclimated to the day. I think that's kind of dope because the day starts out. I don't want him just to jump right into watching Blippy or something, or watching something crazy. So I'm trying to get us into like slow jazz. I started with chill hop and moved into jazz, and I was like, you know what? I think it's time for him to meet Stevie Wonder, and I think it's time for him to get some Earth, Wind and Fire. You know what I mean? So all that type of stuff. So sitting by the dock of the bay, that's the thing. I'll cry when that song comes on because I'll listen to that with the sun coming up next to him while we eating some Cheerios.
Yeah, I put him onto some of my movies. Though, like I put him on to the first Ninja Turtles.
Oh, not the Secret of the Ooze, the first one, right?
Go Ninja! No, 1, 2, I let them see 3, and we all agreed 3 was trash.
Yeah.
Like even like they saw all 3, they were like, "Yeah, 3 was trash, Dad." I'm like, "I know." Like
Right.
Class, and then I made them watch Class Act with me. We watched House
Class
Party.
act.
Yeah, House Party 1, 2, 3, Mo Money, Strictly Business.
See, these
All
are
the
the
black Hollywood,
things. You got to
black,
do it.
yeah, they was watching it, and they all told me, "Daddy, these movies are old, like, but they're funny, right?"
Right.
And then they all
Right.
gave me that look, like, "Yeah, Dad." They were like, "Yeah," and then they walked away. It was the disappointment
Did
in
they
my
laugh? Did they laugh out loud?
no. It was like they was praying for the movie to end so they get out of here. Like, how can you how can you not like this instant classic of House Party? What do you mean you didn't like House Party? I was so offended, yo. I was laughing. That was when I knew that where I was at in the hierarchy. Yo. I was old, yo. I was like,
Oh
you
man.
know, you're not finding this funny. They were like, nah. I'm like, all right, they don't rock it with it, yo. I was sad. It was that disappointment. I knew how my stepfather felt when he showed me Shaft for the first time, and I was like, I don't get this at all. I don't know why I watch this.
Damn.
Please, mom, call me to do a chore or something.
I, I've always been into movies. I think music was where I was like, and then I got music later. But movies, I was into. Are your kids are more musically inclined than like watching a movie?
No, they like both. They like movies and they like movies and music, but they would basically watch what we watch, and
Mm.
I put them onto some RoboCop, yo.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
You know what's
because
you know what's wild about RoboCop is when you're looking back at RoboCop, it was like a dystopian world, and
yeah,
everything was going haywire, and crime was crazy. And I'm like, man, that's a crazy time. And they had the little, I don't know what the drug they were doing, but it's like a little cartridge or whatever. And then now you fast forward
yeah,
to like today, and and it looks like we're living in that world. Like everybody has the little vape cartridges that
yeah.
they charge with
Everybody,
USBs, and then everybody's like people are wearing like tutus and wearing all kinds of crazy stuff. And when you saw RoboCop, you were like, this looks crazy. Why are the criminals wearing crazy stuff? And now that you fast forward to
yeah.
now, and people are wearing crazy stuff and they're smoking the same type of cartridges, it's almost like they knew what the future was going to be.
It was already out, man. As the conspiracy theorists would say, it was already out. We didn't have access to it yet.
We didn't. That's crazy. That's the craziest thing to me. That I don't. Do you remember that in RoboCop where they had the little cartridge things as
Yeah.
like and then now, like I saw one on the ground, little vape cartridge. I'm just like, this is literally RoboCop. We're living RoboCop right now.
Dude, we're living a lot of stuff, man. Remember they was talking about self-driving cars?
Yeah.
And here we are, yo.
And here we are.
Here we are, self-driving cars, yo. And the thing, our kids, never saw that struggle, yo. They never saw that. They never saw us having to roll down the windows manually.
Once.
They never saw that struggle, yo.
You know what's crazy? I don't know about your kids, but my kid has never eaten Spam. Like Spam
That's
was a
your fault.
staple.
That's bad parenting.
Wait,
That's bad parenting.
you guys eat Spam?
Hell yeah. You gotta know. You gotta. Hey, look. My daughter got hurt. My daughter's first cell phone was a flip phone. She had that flip phone, yo. This is how I knew that we came from. She told me that I need a new cell phone because my finger hurts from flipping the phone up all the time.
She's trying to get you.
And me being, I'm like, what you? I'm like, hold on, like what's wrong with a flip phone? I'll go back to a flip phone. Flip phones is hot. flip phones have so much personality. What do you mean? Depending on how you flip that, how you close that phone, let you know what mood you was in on that conversation.
That's flip phones were the only way that they could get us into the cellular thing because people still wanted to slam the phone down when they hung up. We still needed a conduit to slam the phone down.
It was put that center joint in your pocket.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I still think it's weird people that walk around with have you given up all your toxic masculinity things yet because you're a father?
Oh no, nah, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to make sure that I hold on to those because I feel like I feel like once you give away those things, that's when you lost. Because it's easy to pull it back. It's hard if you don't have it.
Yeah. Throw in the towel, man. Let it go.
Nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. Here's the deal. If it's and here's how I'm handling it right now because I'm seeing it. He goes out into like the little playground and he'll like snatch somebody's toy or something like that. I'm like, yo, like we don't just go out here snatching people's stuff up. But I would much rather he was that kid than the kid who's always getting snatched. Like you can't, you can pull back aggression. You can't, you know what I mean? You can't make somebody who's like afraid and what you call it, tougher as easy, you know?
Yeah. Well, no, my son, he's the he always talk about but he's a special case. He always talk about getting bullied and stuff like that. But no, what I mean by toxic masculinity is like I start walking around with a man bag, yo. You walk around with a man bag, yet?
I like a fanny pack.
Nah, man, a man bag, yo. Go full man bag, man. It's time.
That's untrue. I have one. I got a shoulder strap. I got so it's like I fully haven't let go. It kind of looks like a backpack, but it does drape like a purse.
Oh, you still holding on?
Yeah, it's a little Patagonia. It's like I don't have to fully admit that it's a purse, but it straps just like a purse.
Listen, let it go, man. It's over. It's over, man.
Hey man, you can do that. You're in the toddler phases, or you're in the teenage phases. I'm still in the toddler phase. I still need, because the thing is, I can't have him walk all over me. So I got to let him know, like, listen, this is what daddy do, and this is how daddy do it, so that he can be aware daddy's alpha. So that way he knows what alpha is.
Hey man, you can be just a bunch of an alpha with a man bag, yo. Listen.
But I don't think the man bag is like giving up on toxic masculinity. It's just that's just fashion forward.
It is, but also it takes a lot. It takes a lot to finally admit that you need this. You need this bag, yo. You know how many pens I kept in my pocket? I got holes in my pocket. You know how much loose change I lost in my pocket because I want to put my notebook and my pens and my money and my wallet, paper clips. That's what, and my chapstick.
Here's my problem. I like you saying you're losing the pens. I'll lose the bag. I lost the bag. I did have a bag. I was carrying it. I took it to the movie theater and totally left it at the movie theater. Bag gone. Came back, gone. Luckily, I didn't have anything in there but my contraband, my M&Ms that I snuck in. But I was still upset that I lost the bag. So,
hey man, if you get a nice enough bag, you ain't gonna leave that bag alone. You ain't gonna leave the bag behind. Trust me.
I swear, I had this bag for a long time, man. I'm very upset that I lost it. As a matter of fact, but it is what it is. You win some, you win some, you lose some. Yo, but I do have a question. So when they were young, how did you handle when you take them to the park and whatnot and interacting with other kids? Because there are two things. One thing is him like snatching the toys, which I think is a kid thing. You know what I mean? They do that or whatever. And he'll take the toy and then the other kid starts crying and he just kind of looks at him like, what I do? And I try to tell him like, hey, you can't be snatch stuff from kids or snatch stuff from anybody really. But then the other thing is sometimes kids just off jump, they don't even know him as the snatch it kid. They don't even know him as a snatcher, but they'll still be like, we don't want to play with you. We're going to play over here. And that hurts my soul to see him go through that, with, other kids not wanting to play with him, but he does not care. He has no care in the world. It does not bother him whatsoever. But me, it hurts my heart. Did you ever have to deal with that? Either one of those situations?
Yeah, I deal with it with Aiden. He's a special case, and because he always comes back and he expresses his feelings and stuff like that, and basically, I just tell him like, hey man, everybody's not for you. You got to find your tribe,
Yeah.
And if you can't find your tribe, guess what? There ain't nothing wrong with being by yourself, yo. It's okay. It's okay to be by yourself. And then normally when you're by yourself, your tribe is gonna find you. Like, why is this kid over here by himself? And what happened, one he learned that lesson last year. A lot of kids were making fun of him and stuff like that. And then in the midst of all that chaos and calamity, he found a tribe. He found a couple people that was, just like him. They all wanted to hang out and they play and stuff like that. And they became friends. He's just socially awkward because they tried to keep in touch over the summer, and they didn't keep in touch. So, but when they saw one of his friends, they were like, "Hey, man!" And he was like, "What you talked to me all summer?" Like he was like, "You can't do
Oh
that, man.
wow.
That's summertime." Yeah. He was like he held that grudge for that. He couldn't wait. He could wait for that bill. They was coming in for the hug. He's like, "Hey, hold on, suckers. I ain't heard from you in 90 days."
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild.
But
You would think kids would
not,
like forgive and forget.
yeah, nah, man. It's one of those things where you kind of gotta keep. You can't just say it once. You got to keep reinforcing it. Every time that scenario happens, every time that situation happens, you got to reinforce. Like, hey man, you just got to find your tribe. Find your tribe. Don't worry about it. Everybody's not for you. You're not gonna belong in every group, and you don't want to be in every group, because when you're in every group, then you're trying to impress. You go to, especially when you're young, you're gonna try to fit in, and you will do whatever it takes to fit in, being outside of yourself. Be who you are. Your tribe is your tribe is your tribe. It's like I always give an example, because this is where they hate talking to me, because I give lectures, because we're at the lecture stage of life right now in parenting. But listen, I used to be ashamed to admit I was a wrestling fan, right? I was like, I watch wrestling all the time. But now I have a group of like 30 people. You know what I'm saying? And out of that group of 30 people, some of my best friends, some of my closest friends, it's like 4 or 5 people. And all we do is watch wrestling, talk wrestling, stuff like that. But I found my tribe. So it's a group for everybody. Then you realize, like, it's a fine ass wrestling fans. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of weird ones, but there's some fine ones in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's whatever, your tribe is gonna be your tribe, but you gotta find them, and it's just not settling. It's okay to just be like, it's okay for people not to like you, and you have to be okay with them not liking you, and then going about your business. No different than I told my daughter, I'm like, if somebody don't like you, just tell them my daddy think I'm cute, and then walk away. It's only but so many ways. You can reject somebody who says, all right, cool. And she found a tribe, and she walks around with that confidence. I've been telling her that since ever since she started school. So we're talking about maybe like 4 years old, because she was doing like pre kindergarten, whatever.
Yeah.
Like instilling that confidence. Like, hey, it don't matter. Like, what I'm saying? You are enough. You are funny, you're kind, you are gorgeous. And if all else fails, your daddy thinks you're cute, your daddy thinks you're funny. Your family's right here. So you don't need nobody. If you have a strong family background, you don't really need friends, yo. You really think about it.
You know what's interesting? As you get older,
like,
100%. As you get older, it's harder to find friends. Friends move away. They have other people. But then the thing that you do is you have a family. You find a woman, and then you create your friends. You just that's basically what it is. You just like, you know what? Let's go create some friends. As a matter of fact, if I were to do it again, that's how I would I would be like, let's make some friends, and then we gonna make some friends together. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go upstairs and tell Stephanie, like, hey, let's make some friends tonight.
Hey, he needs a friend.
Before we get out of here, you're giving us some amazing jewels, but we got to ask you the blurting question before we get out. What is something that you're nerding out about right now? What do you nerd out about?
What am I nerding out right now? Shoot, man, not really much. You mean as far as like what, like when you ask that question, what do you mean? Like,
well, I mean, content? I think last time you were here, you were talking about wrestling, but do you have a newfound like love, something that you are really focused in on, something that just a hot? What is your go-to thing that you could talk about for a crazy long amount of time?
Oh, shoot, man, still wrestling. I had a whole conversation. Our good friend Angel Penn. This dude was in shoes. But I don't really talk as much about shoes, because shout out to my man Brandon Moore. He's taken that conversation and ran with that bitch like it was a football. So like his knowledge for shoes has surpassed mine, and my knowledge of shoes was just basically like, I like them and I want them. That was it. It wasn't like I didn't know the history. I didn't know the lineage. I didn't know the numbers. I was like, I got the Jordan 4s, the 5s, sevens. I was like, oh, I like those. They were like, oh, those are the 11s. I didn't know, and I still don't know. But I had a whole conversation with Angel. He didn't know like my wrestling knowledge was deep. Like it was deep. He was asking me, he was like, who were the tag team champions in 1985 and who did they beat?
Wasn't
like,
that Owen Hart and Shawn Michaels? Wasn't nope.
No, he would just ask me random questions. He was like, who's I was like Strike Force. I was like Team America, Mike Rotundo, and Barry Windham. I was just saying all these different stuff. He's like, God dang, this ain't before you was born.
Dogs?
How do you know
Junkyard Dog? What? Say it again.
Oh yeah, Mid South Wrestler. Yeah, Mid South Wrestler. who that gonna beat that dog?
What's your thoughts on AEW and WWE? Like, which one are you rocking with?
I was a big AEW fan. I think I like what they started with, but at the end of the day, they kind of remind me of WCW now. So I watch it. I don't watch and honestly, I don't watch I don't watch them live anymore like I used to. I just record. But I think AEW is cool. It's a good alternative. I think it's like comedy. You know, you got the DC Improv, right? DC Improv is here. And then you have everything else is over here. And no matter how much you thrive here, everybody wants to get to the improv. Right.
Right.
So the same thing is like so AEW is nothing more than just a stepping stone. It's just a training ground. So when you get that call to go here, you're ready. That's how I look at it. I mean, because AEW signs a lot of people. And then from WWE signed Cody Rhodes, Brian Pillman Jr., and Jade Cargill. That's 3. So they're picking and choosing who they want from their roster. And AEW is like, oh, you got rid of 30 people? I'll take 25 of those people.
Who's the dude right now? Or who's the dude and who's the woman in wrestling right now? Because now women's wrestling has definitely come up now. Now it's the main draw.
Yeah. Excuse my cold, man. I got a little cold. It's definitely Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns comes in at 1. And then you have Cody Rhodes, you got Jey Uso, you got Jimmy Uso, you got LA Knight, that's all WWE. And then the AEW, you got MJF. And like at the top of the heat, you got Jay White from the Bang Bang Gang, the Bullet Club Gold with the Gun Club, and Juice Robinson. So all those people, like right there, that's like the top right there. They just and then you got Timeless Tony Storm from AEW. So
okay.
And then from the women, like I said, you got all the women are hot right now. So you I mean, it just basically just draw you might have. You got Becky Lynch, of course. You got Bianca Belair, of course. Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill is there, looming around, hovering around. But everybody know the number one draw right now is Roman Reigns. He's the one.
Hey, I tell you what, when they do those promos for the female wrestlers, it takes me back. I was a very big Glow fan. I was a Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling fan.
Oh yeah, Big Mama.
I think that's why I like thick women. You know, that's where my love of it. Because when I was very young, I was in the Glow. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna keep going with this.
What was the joint? Big Mama. It was Big Mama. She was at the Texas basketball, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre lady.
Oh, who was it? Oh man, I can't wait.
I'm about to Google it right now.
Look it up. Well, shoot, man, you got while we're looking that up, you got some shows and stuff coming up. What you got coming up?
Hey, I ain't got nothing coming up.
Where they can find you?
I got that. Actually, it's called We Up, starting December 14th. I'm hosting that. Of course, December 8th is the running the DC coming off again for Nightcap. I'm doing that as well, and then we have the Approved coming back next year. So there's a lot of stuff coming out. I'm working on, and then I don't have any real big gigs coming out. You always follow me at Mike B 757 on all of the social media, and my podcast, Open Mic Radio Podcast. A new episode drops every Wednesday. I'm gonna record that one probably tomorrow.
Nice. You got it. You got it, man. That's dope. Oh, Mount Fiji. That was the one that was my boo. I was like, ooh, Mount Fiji. Girl, you
it was another
got
one.
it. And they had Matilda the Hun. Remember her?
Yeah, what was it?
Godiva.
Big Bad Mama. That was her name.
And then they had the Farmer's Daughters. Remember that?
Yeah. Big Bad Mama.
Big Bad Mama. Oh man, those were the those were the ladies right there. Hey.
Yeah. And Big Bad Mama used to scare me because she looked like she was about to put a hurt on somebody.
I love it.
She like a well-painted Roseanne Barr.
You know what? We could keep going forever, but it is the Monday before Thanksgiving, and the Philadelphia Eagles are taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. So I gotta see this game coming up. Who you got? Who you think's gonna win?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't really watch football like that, but what I do have, I have them on fantasy, and I'm gonna need Jalen Hurts to score 30 points. That's all I know.
I think you can get that for you. I think you can get that for you. I think you can make that happen.
I don't think he need that. I don't need him to have that. I'm on a 4-game losing streak.
Ooh.
Yeah. So yeah, he has Jalen Hurts and Antonio Brown, and I have
he has Antonio Brown.
Not Antonio Brown. What's the other one? The other guy. AJ Brown. Sorry.
AJ Brown. Okay. Woo.
Yeah.
I was about to say, hey.
I have Jake Elliott.
You have Jake Elliott. You have Jake Elliott. That's your kicker.
Yeah.
Oh, you might be all right.
Yeah, because I had Buffalo on for my defense, and they scored 21 points for me. 21. So I just need Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown not to get a combination, because I have 92 points. He has 62. I'm gonna need him not to.
Well, I got some points. I got to tell you something. I think you're going to go on another losing streak, because I think they're going to get over that tonight.
I don't like the confidence.
I'm hoping that's what happens. But yo, man, I'm sorry you're not feeling well. I hope you get better, especially for Thanksgiving, so you get that cold out your chest, and you can get yourself a plate.
Oh, absolutely, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man. It's always good to be on the Blerd Dad Podcast.
Blerd Dad. Yeah, man. I appreciate it. We have to do these things more often, man. I can't wait to see you on the streets. I'm glad that you're doing all right and everything. Wishing you the best. Wishing the family the best. Little ones, little Deja, little Aiden, April. Tell them I said what's up.
Oh yeah. Gotcha. So tell Stephanie I said how she had the private chat.
Yeah, she's
letting you know you mess it up, Glenn.
She's a producer. She knows where my initial love for her came from. It stems from watching gorgeous ladies of wrestling. That she always wonders why I try to get physical. You know what I mean? She's like, "Why are you always trying to wrestle?" I'm like, "Girl, this is where my passions have grown from." I just want you to be my glow lady.
You trying to put her on that Samoan drop. You're like, why are you jumping off the top of the headboard? Like, just flow with me now.
Flow with me, girl.
Go for the big bad mama splash.
She doesn't even realize tonight we about to do some role play. Pin me, baby. All right, that got weird. That was weird. I think clearly we have said enough. We said everything that we needed to say. So there's nothing left to say except for
you said everything that.
Blerd that out.